When Sergeant Leo Vance stepped into the swamp, his boots sank 3 inches into the cold, ancient muck. The air was thick with decay, buzzing insects, and a silence that felt wrong. Around him, gnarled roots curled like dead fingers, and the sky above hung with a sickly green hue that never seemed to change, day or night. But Leo wasn't here to sightsee. He was here because of the wreck. 2 weeks earlier, satellites had picked up a faint, repeating distress signal emanating from a forgotten region of Earth's equatorial wetlands once known as the Congo Basin. No one had explored the area in over a century. Climate collapse had turned the jungle into a steaming nightmare no drone could penetrate. But the signal was unmistakably alien. An old dot when the survey crew sent back images of a massive, half-buried ship, shaped like a twisted spiral of obsidian and bone-white alloy. Earth Command had dispatched Vance immediately. Why Vance? Because when humanity finally joined the galactic community, it didn't just show up, it shattered expectations. Humans had a reputation now, not just for violence, but for stubborn, irrational brilliance. No AI could predict human improvisation. No alien strategist could map the insanity of their courage. And no one was better at making dead things work again than Sergeant Vance. Inside the wreck, the silence was thicker than the swamp outside. The walls were covered in pulsing, plant-like tubing that retracted when touched. Vance passed through chambers shaped like rib cages and towers like upturned claws. It was all dormant, long dead, except for the core dot Leo had found it half buried under vines and metallic fungi. A fractured engine heart, surrounded by alien cancels that still glowed faintly. He had no translator, but intuition guided his hands along. With the universal language of "this plug looks like it goes there," hours passed. He patched conduits, reconnected fluid lines, and finally stood before a panel with one last cable in his hand. It was heavy, warm, humming with unseen energy dot as he reached toward the socket. His cum crackled. "Vance, this is Control. Satellite readings show sudden geothermal activity in your sector. Be advised." He plugged it in. Everything changed. The ship shuddered. A deep organic moan echoed through the hull, like some ancient beast exhaling after. Eons. Lights flared. The floor vibrated beneath his boots. Outside, the swamp responded. The waters boiled. Giant lily pads twisted open like mouths. Trees split down the middle and walked. Vines slithered like serpents, pulsing in rhythm with the ship's glow. The swamp was waking up. Dot Control was screaming in his ear, but Vance tuned it out. He stumbled outside just in time to see the ground ripple like water. An enormous root thing 20 meters wide rose from the muck, shaking off mud and moss. It opened a single vertical eye. It saw him. "You," it said, not in words, but in feeling. "You bear the spark." Leo raised his rifle pointless. Gesture. "What are you?" he whispered. "We are what came before. What birthed the stars. This vessel was our seed, long dormant, awaiting the species that could mend it. You have touched the code, rewritten the decay. You have ignited us." Vance swallowed. "You mean humanity?" "No, you, the irrational ape, the breaker of logic, the repairer of ruin." As more swamp creatures emerged, massive, ancient, biomechanical titans with bark skin and glowing veins, Leo realized something terrifying. The ship wasn't a wreck. It was a key, a lock holding back something older than stars, and he had just turned it. Dot Control was panicking now. "Vance! The entire region is moving. The landmass itself is. Changing trajectory? That's impossible." "No," Leo said calmly. "It's not land. It's not a swamp." He looked up as the sky split. Clouds pulled away in geometric spirals. Stars changed positions. It's a cradle ship. Humanity had assumed this part of Earth was abandoned. Lost to time. In truth, it was hiding. A world seed planted by a forgotten race, awaiting the right trigger. the right hands. A race insane. Enough to revive it. And somehow Earth had grown one. The creatures didn't attack. They bowed. And as Leo stood at the center of awakening gods, the wreck behind him now humming like a heartbeat, one thought echoed across every mind on Earth. He just woke up something older than death. Back at Earth Command, silence ruled the war room. No admiral spoke. No general breathed. Finally, a junior officer whispered, "Do we still control the mission?" The supreme strategist, a cold woman known for never blinking, stared at the screen showing Vance surrounded by titanic beings. "No," she said. "He does."